Does this space look familiar? Probably should, because it's basically the same as next door, which is where our original shop is, and our neighbor moved, so we are expanding into the next door shop. We don't really get the opportunity much as small business owners to just literally double the space. Turn around right here, through that wall is our existing CNC shop. The mill is literally right behind there. We're gonna put a couple doors in eventually here. The goal for this space is to be our milling metal side. So we have the wood shop on the other side with the CNC router, some wood tools. That's not going anywhere, but we're packed in there. We don't have a lot of space to expand. When this opportunity came up, I thought, man, how cool would it be to just literally expand next door? That's what we're doing. You've seen the title of the video. I'm kind of bearing the lead here. We did buy a 5-axis CNC machine. It is a UMC 500 SS. Went to IMTS in 2024, kind of with this hope and thought to that we would modernize and look towards the future of what is Portland CNC, how do we make our products, you know, our business is expanding, we're selling more products, and I have dreams of more than what we're currently providing. I'm gonna actually clean the floor. That's why I came to the shop today. Rented this thing from Home Depot, which I have very little confidence in. One of the least intuitive looking machines I've seen, and it's brand new. There's a height setting, even though it's a hard surface cleaner, which I don't understand. Just doing the sweeping was probably the best part of all of the cleaning, and I got a lot of the gunk up just from this. Lots of fumbling around with this machine in the back corner there until I got it going. I think I finally figured out the buttons. I think this scrubs always. This black thing produces water. If I push that down, it actually sucks it up. I don't know that it's doing anything. I'm not too impressed, but also I don't know what I expected. Every time I hear about somebody buying a 5-axis for the first time, they always go, I should have done this years ago. Potentially even they should have done it before they bought a 3-axis, and that might be your first machine, which sounds crazy when you first think about it. It really starts to make sense. I've done this a lot of times because I was trying to figure it out. It looks like somebody attached a cooler on top of a cleaner that runs sideways. This part, yeah. So that's dirty stuff, which is very little. I know you came here for this. This is probably a surprise on the channel, but I've been planning and thinking about this for a couple of years. The exact machine I wasn't exactly certain about, but now that it's in the shop, I'm pretty happy. I think it's going to be a great fit for us. I'm quite excited just to have a contemporary control. I love all the way Haas integrates with Fusion, since we're such big Fusion users already. It's in. Parts. I don't think I've ever seen moss growing on coolant parts before. Here she is. So this is a used 2022 Haas UMC 500 SS. Bought it off the Haas used section. Posed its own interesting problems. Basically, for all the amazing stories about how good Haas financing is, they would give me financing, but it was double the rate, double the down payment, not quite half the time. So I ended up getting my own financing through another place, which also was fun. Buying used machines is not fun in general. Roughly the same footprint of our old machine, it's just different. So there's a sump over here, also needs deep cleaning. Yeah, mossy through spindle coolant, which is great. 30 tools, since it's the SS, it's got the 15K spindle. It was from a university, and I actually have seen this from an event I went to. I saw it in person, which is weird to be shopping for a machine and then realize you've seen it in person. I actually had one photo of it because it was running a demo part. So it only has 245 hours of cut time, which is pretty wild. So yeah, 30 tools, empty carousel, except for otherwise it's pretty good shape. So why did we buy a 5-axis? We have a 3-axis machine that's paid off. It makes good parts. For me, the reason we buy a 5-axis is it reduces the opportunity for setup errors, where the way we make some of our parts now, like the pedestal parts, they're in a one and done fixture, which is kind of a lie because it makes a part every time you cycle through. It's finishing, but there's 4 stages in that one fixture. Sure, we can make more pallets. Let me just go show you that. So it's down here. We got op 1, it's in the front, and the parts flip over into op 2. And then in the back, they're standing upright for op 3 and flipped over into op 4. And so in the end, we get this. So each side has a feature either reamed or tapped, and then 2 flat sides. So this part should be able to be made in basically 2 ops on a 5-axis. So we would potentially cut it like this, cut it off with a saw, so we'd be able to turn the table to cut every side, or we could, cut it upright and then put it back into a vise on the side of the trunnion and finish the backside. So there's a couple ways to do that part in particular. Just as one existing part that we already cut, should be able to go from 4 ops down to 1 or 2. And what that means is we can then hopefully do something like a robot that can load those parts. We can keep running that machine, whereas every time, it's basically 20 minutes is what the one and done pallet does now for those parts. And so every time 20 minutes is up, we have to manually move the parts through the stations, take it out of the machine. Every time you touch those parts, there's a chance that there's mistakes. It takes us away from doing other things. Absolutely cannot run this machine overnight. So we could put a conveyor on this machine, but obviously it's tight. We're back over on our original side. The chip ins, we could upgrade those as well. We are looking to sell it. It has worked well. It was just our starter machine. It's just not what we want going forwards. It does have 20 tools, and it cuts really accurately and really nice parts, and never has issues. It's 2025, and I want a way to automate in some fashion, even if it's just like walking away for an hour versus 20 minutes at a time. That's a huge difference. As well as, who doesn't want to make 5-axis parts? So we have a big empty shop otherwise, which is great. There's not many videos that I found about getting your first 5-axis, because I understand how to run CNC machines. I don't know how to run a 5-axis. I haven't programmed one before. So my intent is to share my discoveries as we're going through learning and setting this up and running parts on it, including I'll share some of the costs and what it's cost to this machine in this space. Justin, while editing in the future, realized I should probably tell you to subscribe, because that's what you're supposed to do at this point, talking about future videos, right? So if you want to see the rest of this, hit the bell and also subscribe. And the $2,400 electrical bill to run 3-phase wire back here, because Justin had to put it in the back corner. $1,800 to pick up the machine to put it on the truck. The truck was $2,800 to bring it here. That rigger that just brought it in today was around $3,000. A couple other things that friends have told me about. Supposedly this filter screen is absolutely terrible, and there's a better stainless steel one. In the same vein, my friend Nick, P3D, has this machine saying that a pre-filter for the coolant is smart because, again, not very well filtered. So you get a lot of chips down in the sump, and that clogs up the lines. There's about a $700 filter bag holder that needs to get thrown in there too. So I need to make some money with this machine.